Now let's touch on Thomas Markle quickly. What did you learn about Meghan's relationship with her father? And was there anything that particularly surprised you there?
Well, I think the story of Meghan and her father continues to be extremely saddening and tragic because, of course, it could have gone so differently. As we sort of outline in the book, all the opportunities were there for him to really be protected by the palace and to be shielded from some of the harassment that he was receiving from the press. But I think the biggest disappointment for Meghan was obviously the famous letter, which we've all read about many times over, that response from Thomas where he goes on to suggest a media photo call between them to sort of show the world that they're in a better place. It really showed how far gone he was in terms of perhaps being corrupted by the media. And I think that that's really where Harry and Meghan do put their blame on this. They feel that the media got to him and that they really changed him for the worse. And unfortunately, we haven't seen much change since then. Thomas continues to be a voice in some of the tabloids, even talking about this book at one point. And it's a shame because I think that he's had so many opportunities to be forgiven and for them to move on. And instead, he holds them back in a very sad and tragic way.
Now, as far as we know, Thomas has never met Harry in person. Is that correct?
No, Thomas has never met Harry before, but I was told that they did have many phone conversations and that Thomas was very excited to meet Harry. I think there was always talk of them meeting at some point. Of course, being in the community that he is in Mexico, I think there were some security concerns from the palace and why a trip over there wasn't organized immediately in those early days. But of course, the wedding was that big moment for the father-in-law and son-in-law to really bond for a few days before the big day itself. And what a missed moment. And if, you know, as we say in the book, if only he had got in that car to the airport, things would have been very, very different.
Do we know if Thomas attended Meghan's first wedding to Trevor Engelson?
He attended the first wedding, so he was there. And it's funny you mentioned that first wedding because I remember so much fuss was made around the likes of Samantha Markle or Meghan's other half siblings, sort of speaking out in the tabloids that they hadn't been invited to the Windsor wedding. Well, one of the sources we spoke to in this book said that they showed absolutely no interest in Meghan's first wedding, and so why should they be at the second one? And it shows you really some of the sort of corruption that takes place there when it comes to sort of the media buying interviews of these people just for great headlines, and obviously behind the scenes it does cause a lot of hurt.
Wow. So how much do you think Meghan's relationship with her father changed once she started dating Harry? Because it sounds like maybe it wasn't great before, and it's certainly not great now. Is that fair to say?
I think when we look throughout the book, there are actually moments where we see how close Meghan and her father was. I think there are really touching anecdotes throughout the book. The one very famous story about Thomas recreating a sort of Barbie doll kit with dolls of different ethnic backgrounds to represent what her blended or mixed family looked like. And I think that level of thoughtfulness shows us how pure a heart Thomas has. And it's a real shame that he's gone off in this other direction now. Even when Meghan first moved over to Toronto, he helped her move into that place. He helped do some DIY around the house. And I think that it's moments like that that make it such a shame that that relationship has gone. And I really do think it has gone. I don't think Meghan is looking back anymore. There comes a point in your life when a family member causes that much hurt, it's best to keep a distance.